All right, guys, welcome into Jersey Chasers. We got episode 12. Hey, Christy, they're still trusting us to
Yay!
be here. Episode 12. Jersey Chasers here on Inside Edge Network. We are on Instagram, TikTok, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. All the episodes have been uploaded and updated. Same as our YouTube channel as well. Christy, how was your weekend?
Oh my gosh, my weekend was crazy. First of all, college football was very boring. Army Navy game ended up being the saving grace though for the weekend. That game was phenomenal. Go Navy. They sank Army. I'm so excited. My nephew is, and so I have been cheering for Navy. Sunday was my daughter's baby shower. So I spent the day with my husband, my ex-husband, my kid, her boyfriend, my grandkid, my ex-husband's girlfriend, all their friends, the boyfriend's families, tons of their friends though, of my daughter and the boyfriend, tons of their friends. So it was kind of interesting. Kind of watched a little bit of football, not as much as I usually do, or as much as I would have liked. How about you?
I had the pleasure of co-hosting the Browns pregame show this Sunday. Shout out to the boys on that show. We did like a 3 hour long show. And all of our predictions came wrong. All of our game predictions were completely wrong. But shout out to them. I had such a good time. But yeah, that's pretty much what I did this weekend. I kind of chilled out. Got a facial Sunday. But speaking of football, let's jump right into it. Let's start with the Cleveland Browns. The Browns, of course, fall to the Bears. They got blown out. But I got some questions for you, Christy, because I don't really want to talk about the game. It was a bad game all around. It was cold.
Okay.
But
I didn't see much of it.
yeah. Kevin Stefanski, will he survive till week 17?
I've been saying this for the last couple weeks. I think that he will make it through the end of the season. I don't think they're
Mhm.
going to make a change this early in the season, or this late in the season, I should say. I don't think they're going to make a change this late in the season. I think they're going to let him finish out, and hopefully they have in the back of their mind a coach that they would like to use with our boy, number 12, and they get to working on that and building that O line and getting him a wide receiver in the off season so we can actually have some games to cheer about.
Yeah, I want to say yes, but after this week, I genuinely don't know. We could not. Um, that leads me to my next question. Is Shador actively being sabotaged? Because if you don't know, in the game, at one point he was given the wrong wristband with plays on it, and then he did terribly. And then Kevin Stefanski came out and was like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
it was just a mistake." And it's like, but was that a mistake? Like, why are you sending a rookie out there who
Oh,
is his what, like fourth game?
right. So, yeah, poor kid. Um, so I did hear about the wrong wristband. But I also
Mhm.
heard that it wasn't necessarily the wrong wristband. It was he lost a page out of it because there are multiple pages.
Mhm.
And it was only for like one drive, I think. And then he went off and he was able to get Dylan Gabriel's or that other guy. I don't even know who the other quarterback could have been. But he was able to get like their wristband. So it was only one drive. The page had fallen out. Like that was the story after it first came out that he had the wrong wristband. Then, it's just, why does it seem like we have all these silly rumors and can't escape them?
Honestly, it's like season after season. We've talked about this season after season, time after time. We've seen this with the Browns where it's like they cannot get it together. They cannot get it together. And this season is just like one of those seasons where it's like one of the questions that ironically enough we talked about on Sunday is that are the Browns actively trying to lose? And I was like, they're actually trying to win. And this is one of those things that show people that maybe you're not trying to win. And I'm like, no, honestly, still with this incident, I think they're trying to win. It's kind of like one of those things where it's like they just don't like have a frame of reference of what's going on.
They don't know how to get it together cohesively. You
Yeah.
know, like they Luke Leipler, was this his first start or his second start? I think it
I
was
think
his
it's
second
second one.
start.
Yeah.
Because Posick went yeah, because Posick went down mid-game a couple weeks ago. So Weipler had last week and this week to start. That's still not a lot of time for your center and quarterback to really be
Mhm.
meshing. I mean, they haven't gotten that much time together. The offensive line is doing better. They are trying a little bit more. But, when you got people like Jerry Jeudy dropping passes and letting, the opponents intercept, yeah, I mean, our offense is not built our defense. They can't be tackling guys like that.
I genuinely like I remember when they traded for him. I remember being like, why would the Broncos give him up? Like what is going on? I understand why the Broncos gave him up. Last question regarding the Browns and then we're going to go around the NFL and talk about some college stuff too. Can Miles get the record before week 17?
Oh, everybody wants him to get it against Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers, but I think we're going to get this weekend against the Bills and Josh Allen. I mean, how can you stop him from getting half a sack this weekend?
Mhm.
Like, we're not going to, the Bills' offensive line is not going to be able to stop him from getting a half a sack, let alone more than that. So, I think he's going to blow the sack record out of the water by the time we get to week 17.
Yeah, he's so close. He's like right there. He's right there. I think he's going to get it too. But that's all I'm willing to talk about the Browns because they are such a disappointing team. They
All right, let
are
me interrupt you real
genuinely
quick because Jamie thinks that we're ignoring him. And I want Jamie to
no,
know that we are
Jamie.
paying attention to you. I put your comment up about Kevin being a meathead.
We are not
Uh,
ignoring you. But no, I genuinely the Browns are such a
I would never
disappointing
ignore you.
team. Such a disappointing team.
But like you said, we got Miles, and this Prince and what? I don't even know that Prince and Dryer's World or something says that the
Chiefs are
Chiefs are bums.
buns. It's crazy. Chiefs are
Bums.
buns.
And yeah, the
Buns.
Chiefs are
We got
buns.
Jessica Rich.
Or like Chiefs are buns.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah.
buns.
So
No,
Chiefs are not
cheeks.
getting to the playoffs. Cheeks are
Yeah, like
buns.
cheeks. Yeah, so it's another word for saying their ass.
That's for
So
later.
when you talk about yeah, it's like your ass, you're talking about your cheeks, ass cheeks, ass, buns.
Oh,
That's
oh,
yeah.
he was really saying buns.
Yeah.
I thought he meant bums. Like a bum sitting on the side of the road, not a bun, like your booty bun.
Yeah.
All right.
You know what? We're gonna have to have a segment where
Teach a white
where I teach you some like Gen Z
teach a white
slang
girl.
because I immediately got it. Okay,
Oh
yeah,
my
let's go
I
around.
understand buns and being a butt, but I've never heard the term called, like,
Buns.
I thought he meant bum.
Nah, he definitely meant ass. He definitely meant ass. There, the Chiefs are ass. Um. Okay, so let's get to the NFL.
It's ass.
Um.
I'd rather say ass.
Yeah, honestly. Okay, so let's get to the NFL. So, Philip Rivers is the big story. How he won, I don't understand. I don't get it, but he won. What happened, Christy?
I didn't see it, so I don't know. I just know that, like, this year when the old men are coming back into the NFL, they're doing great, except for Aaron Rodgers, which is fine
Yeah,
with me.
yeah.
What do you think what's
So
going on? Like I said, I game, unfortunately.
honestly, I don't know. It's one of those things. Remember how we say the NFL is going to NFL? It's one of those things when the NFL just NFL'd. So I did see that one of the reasons why he may have come back this year is because his health insurance was about to be up. So if he gets back in the league, he gets 5 extra years of health insurance. And as you know, Philip Rivers has 11 children. So I think he needs that health insurance.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Uh,
So we have that. We have Philip Rivers winning. So now let's talk about the Chiefs. So the Chiefs are gonna miss the playoffs for the first time in 10 years, and at the same time, Patrick Mahomes goes down for
poor ass.
the rest of the season and possibly next season with an ACL tear. So Christy, um, what happened to the Chiefs this year? They imploded in a way we've never seen before. Like when I say imploded, I mean imploded.
Right? Okay, so first of all, I apologize. I know I'm glitching. Unfortunately, I have no idea what's going on with my Wi-Fi. I've got my Ethernet plugged in here, so I apologize. Hopefully, we'll be able to get through this pretty quickly and I won't be glitching too bad. Um, I think it's the girl. I'm gonna blame it on the women. It's the girlfriend effect. It's Taylor Swift's fault.
So you
I'm gonna
think
be like
all
every
the
Chiefs fan out
attention
there and blame her because that's what they're all doing. They're all
so
blaming her.
you so you think all the attention just was like, you know what? It has to blow up.
Too much.
Like yeah, too much. I think
I
it
don't.
was
I don't know. I mean, like that's my only excuse. And no, Jamie, we don't want Tay Swift to the Browns because she would ruin us worse than we already are. Look what she did to the Chiefs. She took a Super Bowl winning team, and now they can't even make it to the playoffs.
um I think it's a little bit more than that. I do think the attention that she brought to the team was definitely interesting. I think that pressure of like every single year now because you have such a polarizing figure near your team that you have the pressure to succeed. I think that they never address their concerns on offense. Their players have gotten significantly older. Patrick Mahomes and I are the same age, okay? We're both 30.
Oh,
Quarterbacks in
but
their 30s.
all right, time out.
Mhm.
But but one of their players, I'm not gonna say that I know statistically he has done the best this season than he ever has in his whole entire NFL career, but I'm almost positive that Kareem Hunt Jr. has had like the best season of his whole entire NFL career. So that makes me even more happy about the Chiefs not making it to playoffs because like he still did awesome, but they didn't make it.
Yeah, Kareem Hunt coming back from what he came back from, coming back, playing with the Browns for a while, going back to the Chiefs.
Yeah.
He's had a kind of a storied career at this point, and I am kind of proud of him that he has gotten back there and kind of rewrited the wrongs of how he left Kansas City. But honestly, in my opinion, the Chiefs were due. I always root for the downfall of a team that just comes off so arrogant. It was kind of like the Patriots 2.0, and nobody will be like sad to see them go. It's like, hey, I don't have to hear about Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs and Travis Kelsey. Oh my God, great, that's amazing. Um, but we do have some breaking news. Earlier today, the Dolphins decided to bench Tua Tagovailoa in favor of Quinn Ewers. Tua losing to the Steelers. That was actually the one I got right on Sunday. I did get it right that the Dolphins cannot win in a 40-degree weather.
Oh, there you go.
But he has been benched, and the Dolphins now have they have a pickle on their hands because Tua is a cap hit whether they keep him or they cut him. What do you think the Dolphins are going to do? Should they move on to Quinn Ewers and give it a shot and see if he's the starter for next year? Or should they bring in a veteran quarterback that's going to be on the market? Or should they stick with Tua and hope that he can get his act together?
Well, I mean, unfortunately, Tua's just taken way too many hits to the head. I think that they need to cut their losses with him. He needs to take a break from football himself, give his noggin some rest. And when it comes to yours, like we're gonna definitely see how things are gonna go over the next 3 games. If things go well during the next 3 games, if he's hitting his targets and he's doing everything right, then you know, yeah, he'll be their starter next season and they'll build the team around him now. But I think these next 3 games are going to be super telling for them, and for any team to have this type of opportunity, they get to try out their backup now. So I think I
Mhm.
mean, granted, I think it's what, $52 million that they're throwing away because that's how much Tua makes. But
I think, yeah,
so
52
they're
or
gonna,
56. Yeah, it's around that.
yeah, something like that. It's ridiculous, but they're gonna throw that away, which, hey, we've thrown away more.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm kind of excited to see where they're gonna be able to go with this because they're kind of sitting where we are. They're a little bit
Yeah.
prettier than us, but they're sitting in the same spot we are. And I don't think they're gonna get rid of Coach McDaniels. I think he's there to stay.
No, I think him winning in the middle of the season saved his job because him winning in the middle of the season showed the world that, hey, it's not me, it's him. It's
Right.
sort of like a
Yeah.
thing of like, hey, like I know I'm like I have some faults. I know you guys don't like that I'm quirky and I wear my capris and I vape on the sidelines and I look kind of scrubby. But I think he kind of came back and he really showed the world like, hey, it ain't me. It's him.
Well, he's totally Miami. If you go to Miami and you look at people walking in Miami,
Mhm.
whether it's downtown Miami, if it's South Beach, it he is Miami. So, I mean, he's not going anywhere. Yeah, he's good. If Ewers is as great as a quarterback in the NFL as he was in college, they got nothing to worry about. So, we'll
Yeah.
see.
So
Jamie wants to know who we're gonna pick as our head coach.
honestly, ooh, let's just get there. Let's get him out of there first, and then maybe.
Maybe who? Who do you think? Who out there that doesn't have a coaching job or that does have a coaching job that maybe is in the hot seat? Like, who would you want?
To be the Browns' next head coach.
Yeah.
Um, honestly, I don't know because some of these guys like they're really bad. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like the ones that I'm thinking of, I'm like, I don't think a college coach like a Marcus Freeman is good because we've seen the college coach to NFL coach pipeline not really work out. Um, if I'm going full destruction like chaos and
Oh,
something really stupid that I don't think is gonna happen, but I would genuinely love to see it happen because I think Jimmy Haslam is stupid enough to do something like this, it would be Bill Belichick.
oh
It would
God.
be Belichick. But I know that I'm like, that would be like terrible. He's the worst. Um,
I don't think his record is speaking for himself right now. Like,
no, no.
I was he a
The rec
great coach for the Patriots? Yes, for that
Mhm.
time. I think it's it.
But I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Marcus Freeman, he's not my cup of tea. Not really. Like I think he's done okay at Notre Dame. I think this whole
He's done a great
Notre
job
Dame,
with Notre Dame's
yeah,
program. I think recently the choices that he's made with their program has been questionable, and I'm
yeah.
very disappointed in him for taking the crybaby route.
That's why I'm like, every coach I could kind of think of, I don't really say. I say to myself, no. I'm like, no, Marcus Freeman's not really ready. I'm like, you can't really have an old head coach. I'm like, honestly, let's just get through this season. But speaking of
Jamie
college football, yeah.
I'm
But speaking of
sorry,
college
Jamie said a
football,
female coach, and I don't think a female coach is gonna make it in the NFL, possibly in college. But let me throw a name out there for you to think
mhm,
about. He has been a lower coach in the NFL before for us. I think he has a great skill set because he has played so many different positions before. Josh Cripps.
yeah, I could see it. I could see it. Um, I don't think he would be a head coach yet, but I could see it eventually. I could see it eventually, but I don't think no,
I
not
think
this,
he would
not
be an
anytime soon.
amazing head coach. Now, like I said, because he's been what was it? He was like I think a special teams coach
Mhm.
or so. But he's played quarterback. He's played wide receiver. He's played on special teams. He knows the players very
Mhm.
well and the organization. I think having a fresher, younger set of eyes that is more recent, but is still like hip to everything that's going on in that organization right now.
Yeah, could
I
help.
mean, to me, it's a no brainer. Now, would he want that position? I don't know. Maybe I'll message him and ask him. I'm
Maybe.
gonna start bugging
I
his wife.
I completely blanked on two different things that I wanted to talk about. First of all,
Sorry.
don't no, no, it's okay. I'm like trying to like it's this is how I feel. This is how I feel.
Get, get your pen and paper. This is what I do.
Yeah.
No.
Yep. I'm like, there's something else I want to talk about. Let's talk about the Brandon Ayuk story. So,
Okay.
if you don't know what's going on in San Francisco, Brandon Ayuk, he has been unhappy in San Francisco for the last couple seasons. This offseason, he signs a huge deal, one that he sat out training camp for, by the way.
Mhm.
So, he gets this huge deal. He plays and for the last, I'm gonna say like month, he hasn't been playing. And everybody's like, what's going on? What's going on? Then he was placed on the not injured reserve. It was like it's not the commissioner's list either. It's a special list that they have of when a player is inactive. He was placed on an inactive list, but it's a special inactive list.
Pup list, not the pup list.
No, not the pup list. I
Hmm.
forgot the name of it, but he was placed on that list, and his coach came out and said, "Hey, I don't know where he is. I haven't seen him in a while. Do you guys know where he is?" And then a lot of people have been coming out with stories talking about like this whole thing has blown up in their face, even though the 49ers are pretty much on the cusp of the playoffs once again. But what do you think of a player just essentially ghosting his team in the middle of the season after getting a big contract and now in jeopardy of essentially losing all that money and respect from his teammates.
Well, I think they're stupid. I mean, this goes back to, all these guys that I kind of mentioned last week because Coach Moore, he had the world in the palm of his hand and he blew it up.
Hmm.
Johnny Manziel, he had the world in the palm of his hands. He blew it up. Someone like Brandon Ayuk, who restructured his contract, was getting paid, decides now he's going to pout and go missing. Like,
Hmm.
first of all, you no more money. You think you're going to get paid after that? No, I'm sure there was something deep in your contract that said if you go MIA, you ain't getting paid. So then, like you said, you lose the respect of your whole entire organization. So then who's going to want you after that?
Yeah. I mean, he was actually I remember, what was it? Not last season. I think it was last season. He was on the chopping block. He was on the trading block, and it was like rumored that the Browns were going to get him. The Steelers may have tried to get him. It was like he was a hot commodity. Him and Debo Samuel were hot commodities because they kind of had the same thing going on, and they wanted to get paid.
Right.
They were holding out for more money. They were subliminal shots at the organization. Now Debo was out from for injury reasons, but he
Mhm.
just ghosted. He ghosted the team. Christy, I gotta
Uh-oh.
I gotta do something. We got some
Oh,
breaking news. We got some breaking news. So this is
oh,
actually leading
geez.
into our college football conversation. Ironically enough, you mentioned Coach Moore. We got another situation. Brian Smith, the coach for OU, he had been missing from the team for the last like month. He kind of took a leave of absence at the end of the season. Everybody wanted to know what happened. Today, OU announced that Coach Smith was going to be fired with cause, kind of the same thing as Sharon Moore, but it was just announced by Grant Kiefer of Kiefer Media. TV10 in Columbus obtained the personnel file stating Brian Smith violated the university's alcohol policy by omitting drinking alcohol in his office, storing it in his desk, and inviting assistants to drink after games. So that is why Brian Smith of Ohio University was fired with cause.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
Yeah. Now he also stated
I had
that
heard that he was
yeah,
fired. I hadn't heard exactly why yet. So
this just came out. Yeah.
nice. Yeah, because I was going to say earlier, I know I had read about him being let go, but they weren't saying why. Whoops, sorry, earthquake. But yeah, they weren't saying why.
Yeah, essentially he violated the university's alcohol policy and they were like, "Homie, you cannot be drinking alcohol during games, after games, in your
Mm,
office." Like,
go party
no.
at a bar afterwards. What is wrong with you?
Yeah, this is like the second time. By the way, why does everything happen during our show? Like, what's like the world is just like, you know what? Autumn and Chrissy are recording. Let's break some news right now. But that actually leads into more news about Sharon Moore. Um, like the saga continues with him. So Biff Poggi, who is Michigan's interim head coach, said that that the players feel betrayed
Oh.
by this whole saga. Of course, if you don't know, the University of Michigan did not announce that they were going to fire him until after signing day. They fired him, and the team is trying to prepare for the Cheez It Citrus Bowl. And the players are kind of like all over the place. They had no clue this was going on. They had no clue he was going to get fired. So they feel betrayed. Jim Harbaugh revealed this week that he has been in contact with Moore and said, "It's a tragedy." That's what he said. And then the
Yeah.
Michigan staffer whom he had an affair with, she is still employed due to the school having a policy on supervisors and supervisees having a relationship. Essentially, it's a clause where because he was her supervisor, he's still in the wrong, which he is in the wrong.
Mhm.
but he essentially blew it up. And then it was announced today in two different stories on People magazine that the staffer was planning to leave her home when Moore broke in, and she alleged that domestic violence was happening during her affair with him. So Christy, this news that we keep getting every day. Oh, he was
Yeah.
also seen with his wife as well,
Yeah,
coming out
she
of a
bailed him
doctor's
out of
office.
jail.
Yeah, with a baby.
Ankle
Um,
monitor and everything.
what's going on? What's going on? What this story? I swear, every single day, I say to myself, nothing else can come out about this
Oh,
story.
sure it can. Yeah, so I had also heard that she was actually packing to leave town after she had gone to the university and disclosed about the relationship or whatever. I was under the impression that she was going to be let go as well because of the fact that the clause wasn't you can't have a relationship. It was if you're going to have a relationship, you need to disclose it to the
Mhm.
university so that they can make sure that none of the other funny stuff goes on when there's, a supervisor supervisee,
Yeah.
situation. So I thought that she was let go from the university also, but yeah, he got bailed out by his wife.
Mhm.
There was rumors going around that he was and I didn't even see who had posted it. I just tagged Autumn. I was like, I don't think this is right because it said that he had violated probation already because he was seen talking with his wife. And I'm like, that wasn't part of the stipulation. We saw in the court hearing what the stipulation was.
And
That
remember what I told you?
yeah, it was fake.
I said I think the AI Wolverine gave it away.
I didn't see who posted it. I know you can't believe everything you see on the internet, okay? I'm not that old.
Man,
Mm.
it was fun, but yeah, no. I just reread the article that I got it from. Unfortunately, I did have to get it from the New York Post. So terrible that I had to get it from that site. But uh the reason why she hasn't got fired also is because the onus was on Sharon Moore to report it and he didn't.
Oh,
So because he didn't report that they were having a relationship, even though
she
apparently
wasn't
according to
responsible
everybody, she
for
wasn't
reporting the
responsible.
relationship at all?
Nope,
Wow.
because he was the supervisor. But again, like the
Mm.
worst kept secret on this university's campus, the worst kept secret in college football, it blows up in his face. This has just been uh a hot mess. So let's talk about another person who had their life
Ye
blown up in their face this weekend. Diego Pavia. Diego Pavia. Do you know about him?
Oh my god. If you are that upset about something, stay off social media. I don't think anybody that is upset about anything should go straight to social media because that's stupid. And then to go out partying and having video of you flicking off an Indiana sign, like have a little class. You're lucky you were up for it in the first place. Mr. I should have been the Heisman Trophy winner.
Yeah, Peter Pan, Mr. I never want to grow up and go to the NFL. Diego Pavia, he came in second place to Fernando Mendoza of Indiana, who won the 2025 Heisman. Julian Sayin was just happy to be there. He wasn't really like mad, sad. He was just happy to be there. He's also like a freshman, I'm pretty sure. So he
Yes.
probably didn't even think he was gonna win. But Diego Pavia going into his year, get, seventh
That
year,
is now one more season longer than Dylan Gabriel.
seventh, seventh year. Think
Yes.
about this. Think about college. College is 4 years. He's doing double the amount of college.
Well, because he knows the college years are the best time of your life from what everybody says.
So yeah, this man is going into his seventh year.
Yeah.
Seventh year.
Yes.
And his family, him and his family, I every time I see something about them, I just am like, they are the true representation of that family that you know, whether it's during T-ball, little league, any kind of game where they're the parents that try to fight because they're like, "You're a ref, you're being mean to my kid, you're being mean to my kid." And it's like, bruh, they're 5 years old. What are you doing? That's the
He's
representation that his parents have.
he's Mayhem in the new Nationwide commercial where the kid's playing baseball. He's like, just because I didn't make it to the big leagues doesn't mean my kid's not gonna.
Then you have the fact that that he got caught lying about his height, saying that he was 6 foot,
6 foot. No.
and then
No.
everybody else in the picture was
High school
well
class.
over 6 foot, and they're listed as 6 foot, and it's
Yeah.
like, so you're lying about your height, your family sucks, you suck. You keep saying things that, like, I genuinely I he like came out with a statement this weekend talking about, like, oh, it was a mistake of mine, and it was very clearly written by a PR agency. And I'm
Mhm.
just like, this this child, this
Yeah.
boy who's
Yeah.
pushing 30 is trying his hardest to stay in college football, because when you stay in college football and you're the oldest player, you look like the best player. You know what to do.
Sometimes. Obviously
But
not. Evidently, he's second best player.
I'm like, everything I learn about him is just like like he hangs out with Theo Vaughn and Johnny Manziel.
Oh
That's the
god.
biggest red flags you can ever have. Biggest
Right.
red flags.
Well, maybe he's trying to be like that father and son duo from the Compton College. Maybe he's gonna stay in college till he has a son and the son goes to college.
I think the NCAA should see that, and they should say, you know what, no, no more,
Age limits.
no more, no. We got to have a limit. And I understand the COVID year. I understand that that messed everything up and that like threw everybody off. But no, he's in his seventh year. He should
That was
have a
5
master's and a
years
PhD at
ago.
this point.
It was 5 years ago.
Yep.
It's outside the college when it's outside the window.
Yeah. You should have a bachelor's, a master's, and a PhD at this point with how long you've been in
Right?
school. What's
You
the
better be a
problem?
freaking rocket scientist.
And you go to Vanderbilt. Oh my God. Like, come on.
Yeah, those guys are all supposed to be super smart.
Yeah, super smart and super rich. But
Mhm.
um
Super fishy.
Christy, you got any more thoughts? We got the playoff picture kind of set a little bit in the NFL. College football playoffs coming up pretty soon. Any more thoughts on some football news that's coming up?
Not on what's coming up. I'm gonna be glad to be watching the college football playoffs, to be honest, because I mean it's just more college football. And of course, it's gonna be the best teams in the nation playing against each other. So that makes it even more fun. Um, Pro football, I hope all the Browns fans have finally come to the conclusion that I did at the beginning of this season that this is just a throwaway season. Shador is going to be our franchise quarterback. Next season is when it's going to get exciting. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And, my second NFL team, the Giants, they did pretty crappy, but Cam Scatavoo's walking around without a boot. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited for them for next season. The rest of the NFL season can just be there to watch football.
All right, we're gonna hit on some sports news real quick. The Knicks finally got a championship after 52 years. They won the NBA Emirates Cup last night. They defeated the Spurs, and I'm just gonna say, winning the NBA Emirates Cup is probably one of the worst things you can do.
I was going to say, what the heck is it?
So remember, so a few seasons ago, they introduced the NBA. Kind of said, "Hey, we're gonna have a in season tournament where you guys are gonna play
Oh, yeah.
for a trophy."
Yeah.
And everybody was like, "This sucks. This is terrible. Who wants to see that?" And the players are very into it because if they win the Emirates Cup, they get about $2 million in
Oh, well, good for
bonuses.
them.
So everybody tries really hard, and the Knicks tried the hardest this year, and they won it. I'm gonna just tell you last couple teams who won it. You've had the Milwaukee Bucks and the Los Angeles Lakers. The Lakers winning the first, the Bucks winning the second, and I'm just going to say both of those teams are in complete shambles at the moment. The Bucks literally have not recovered from winning that cup, and then the Lakers also have been up and down. So I'm not gonna sit here and say that it's a great thing to win, it's a bad thing to win. I mean, they win the money, they get that far, and New York is gonna over celebrate like they always do. But yeah, the Knicks won a trophy for the first time in 52 years. Some news came out about Chris Paul, about the end of his tenure with the Clippers, and a lot of people are like, yeah, the Clippers suck as a franchise. So news came out that Chris Paul actually was inviting people to his suite at SoFi Stadium to watch Rams games.
Oh.
Players weren't coming, and then he had a Halloween party, and none of his teammates showed up.
Oh.
So it kind of is like a lot of people are like, "Hey, like you may not like Chris Paul, you may not like enjoy him, but that's actually really mean for you as his teammates to not show up."
You know what, Chris Paul? I will come to your Rams games with you and sit in your box. Just fly me out there and my husband and our doggies. Okay, you don't have to fly the doggies out. I will come sit in your box and I'll be your friend.
Yeah. It's yeah, every time I hear about this Chris Paul story, I'm like, this makes the Clippers look worse and worse and worse and worse. But that's on with that. And then the NBA is going to make a decision on NBA expansion coming in the next year. And they're looking to focus on two markets, Las Vegas and Seattle. So Seattle might get the Sonics back, and Las Vegas is probably just gonna get a whole new team.
Wait.
Um,
Weren't they the Supersonics?
yeah, they were Supersonics.
Supersonic. Remember that
They were
song?
gonna yes, yes, by JJ Fad. Shout out. My mom loves that song.
Good.
But yes, the Supersonics moved them to Oklahoma City. They became the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Thunder
Oh,
have done extremely well. They're actually the best team in the league right now. But yeah, so the NBA is going to focus on NBA expansion, and they're looking for Las Vegas and Seattle. So by next year, we're probably going to have two more expansion teams.
as long as you're not taking a team from another city, I'm all for it. Like,
Yeah.
go ahead and add. Don't move. Don't take away.
Yep. So let's move on to
Are we
me
gonna
and
talk about
Christy's.
buns?
Yes, we're gonna talk about some cheeks right now. Let's move on to heated rivalry.
All that
Christy
I
finally
see.
watched it. She finally
Yes.
watched it.
Yes, I
She
did.
watched episode 4.
My husband went
Christy,
back
give
to
us
work.
all your thoughts.
I don't like Rose. I think she's a homewrecker.
I told you what happens in the books.
But that's not
Oh,
what happened now. Okay, so to get everybody caught up, Hollander and Ilya, Ilya,
yeah.
Ilya. Okay, Hollander and Ilya, they for over a year had been seeing each other pretty much, and Hollander was winning the Stanley Cup and he was doing really well, and they're doing their commercials, and Ilya kind of was like, you could tell he's getting super jealous of Hollander's success,
Mhm.
and but they were still meeting up and still getting together, and then all of a sudden the guys from Hollander's team, they want to introduce him to some women. They end up at a bar and he meets a woman on his own and she ends up being a huge hockey fan. And isn't she an actress also?
Yeah, she's an actress by the name of Rose Landry. Like she's like, so the actress playing her is ironically enough in another sports TV show called Yellow Jackets. It's
Um,
it's a very good show. She plays the younger version of one of the adult characters, but yeah, she's supposed to be like a Kristen Stewart type, like a because this time is what, like 2016, 2015, 2016, around the
Yeah,
time that they meet. So she's supposed to be like a young, like, who, think of who popular, like who was popular, like a Selena Gomez, like a Kristen Stewart,
yeah.
like
I mean, and
a super
she's a great
popular.
actress. She's super pretty,
Hmm.
and so she's this, hot actress. He's this hot hockey player, and her and Hollander end up, sparking up this relationship. And I'm like, oh, she's a homewrecker. But obviously she doesn't know. And
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, Shane took him queening out with a straight girl as, oh my god, this is love. I like her. He still was trying to hook up with Ilya though. That's the other thing that was like, he's still trying to hook up with Ilya. I have seen some
He
criticisms
loves
about the show. He loves him and Ilya. That ending scene. Let's talk about the end scene. Let's talk about the end scene. So the ending is crazy. So they go to a club. Ilya knows that Shane is there because he sees Rose's co-star. Shane knows that Ilya is there because he sees one of Ilya's teammates. They essentially make each other jealous
so
through
jealous.
dancing with women and kissing them. Ilya doesn't actually, so okay, so I'm gonna explain the end scene because I found out that this is what was happening. So according to the creator, Jacob Tierney, the ending scene is not Ilya in his hotel room. The ending scene is supposed to be Shane imagining Ilya in his bathroom.
Oh,
So that's why, so
I
he's
thought
thinking
Ilya
of,
was on his own.
I thought that too, but but it's supposed to be that Shane is getting through this encounter with Rose by thinking of Ilya in
Oh,
the
well, that
bathroom,
explains a lot then.
right? So the end of the episode ends with Shane's climax, and then we have a preview for the next
No,
episode. The
it
next
ended with Ilya's climax.
both of their
Like,
climaxes.
his
Again,
face. That's why I was putting my face so close, because if you haven't seen it, it's
yeah,
his
he goes,
face. Yeah.
yeah, it's a crazy. So, oh, also they call each other by their first names, and they do something that I learned is called frauding. Yeah.
Frauding?
Yes.
Is that like
If
fishing?
you, it's something that I not only looked up on my own, but then I watched videos on TikTok about it, and then I saw somebody
Oh,
have a diagram on Twitter about what was happening, and I
oh.
was like,
Okay,
that's
you're
why
gonna have to
he's
explain this to me because I'm not putting it in my Google search.
okay. So it is the act of stimulizing yourself
Okay.
with your hand, but it's the
Mhm.
underside of it. So both peepees are touching each other, and your hand is on the other side, and you're essentially moving your hand to where both of you are feeling pleasure, and that's how they both climaxed in that scene. It's a wild thing. I was trying to
Oh,
think of it. I'm like, okay, I could see it, but apparently that's very common. We know that Shane,
we wouldn't
no, not
know.
Shane. Yeah, we wouldn't know. I definitely wouldn't know. Ilya and the tuna melt and keeping ginger ale for Shane. I was
Yes.
like, okay, you can't tell me that these two are not in love. And then
They
him
are
wanting,
so
yeah, him wanting to stay around, like him wanting Shane to stay around. Shane essentially getting post nut clarity and being like, "Oh, this is getting serious." Yeah, a lot of crazy things are happening. So we got episode 5 coming up in a couple days. Apparently it is 55 minutes.
oh, goodness.
Some promo pictures have come out. There's a scene from the book where Shane gets hurt, and I think Ilya's on the ice when it happens. They're playing against Montreal. Rose is in the episode again. It's essentially going to get us to the end of the book. Well, it's going to get us to the end of not only the first book, because like we announced, we talked about it.
Right, they're having
This
a second season.
They're going to get a second season, but This is what I think is going to happen. So in the book, Game Changers, which I'm like, this ending in 2016 is like chef's kiss. So in the book, Game Changers,
Mhm.
Scott and his team win the championship in 2017. When they won the championship in 2017, Scott has a whole press conference and he actually kisses Kip on the lips at the press conference.
You were telling me that, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that is the catalyst for
For
Shane and
next season,
Ilya
right, to be
to
able
come
to
out.
okay.
Yeah. So and then the second book, so in the second book, spoiler, if you have not read Heat of Rivalry,
I
spoiler,
haven't.
spoiler, spoiler. Um, in the second book, Shane and Ilya come out and it comes out that they're dating, and Shane's team essentially turns their back on him and accuse him of throwing games for
Oh,
Ilya. So
oh.
apparently, there's a game where Montreal is playing Boston, and I guess Shane trips, and the team accuses him of tripping on purpose to make Boston win. And essentially, his teammates, except for Hayden, shout out Daddy Hayden with his 4 kids,
Yeah, yeah.
ostracize him. And then Shane leaves the team, Ilya leaves Boston, and they actually end up going to the fictional version of the Ottawa Senators, and they dominate.
Live happily ever after. The end. Oh.
Yeah, they get married. They eventually get married. Only
Aw.
two. Yeah, they get married. Again, like spoiler for the book. Yeah, they get married. Um, and it's like a turning point. So essentially, episode 6 is going to be Scott winning his championship,
Right.
kissing Kip on the lips in front of everybody, and coming out, and then Shane and Ilya probably deciding to come out as well.
So this coming Friday is gonna be an awesome episode.
Yeah, so this coming Friday is going to be probably the 2017 season. So the start of the 2017
Yeah.
season, which ends in the New York Admirals winning the championship. Again, all of these teams are fictional, by the way. None of this is real. This is all fictional.
Just based on a true story. Some names
Yes.
and situations have been changed.
Yeah, so I found out actually that the book is not just based off of the rivalry between Sidney Crosby and Alexander Ovechkin. It is specifically based on the documentary about the two of them that came out about
There's a
their rivalry.
documentary?
Oh yeah, there's a documentary. When
What's
I
the name of
say
the documentary?
it's I forgot the name, but
What are their
it's
names again?
Sidney Crosby and Alexander Ovechkin. They ran the fan fiction sites back in the day. People
Okay.
were like, yeah, there's some sexual tension here, bro.
Well,
And
that's gonna be like it's gonna be such a good episode, and I'm kind of happy, but I'm also kind of sad because next Wednesday is Christmas Eve, and then the following Wednesday is New Year's Eve, so we won't be on again until after the new year.
I know,
So,
guys.
Autumn, you need to make sure that you have your notes.
Oh, I'm gonna have pages and pages and pages and pages of notes because all the stuff that's gonna happen in between then and now
I
is gonna be crazy.
I have pages already. Let's move on to our housewives of Salt Lake City. They're still in Greece.
Yes, they are. The
Oprah,
longest Greek yeah, the longest Greek trip I've ever seen.
shit,
Yeah,
the longest trip I've ever seen on TV. Yeah, they're still in Greece.
whew.
Now, you said before we came on that you're kind of feeling bad for Meredith.
Yeah, so the entire day of this trip, it's Mother's Day 2025. Yes, Mother's Day of
Yeah.
this year. So Meredith is feeling like she's not really feeling it. She misses her kids. She specifically misses Brooks. I watched Next Gen NYC, which is the show that Brooks is also on. They are very close. They
I
are
didn't know he was
extremely
on that
close.
show, so I'll have to start watching that.
Yeah, Next Gen NYC. It's only one season so far. They're shooting the second season right now. And it features him, Riley Burris, Ariana Bierman, Zolciak, and a bunch of their friends.
Oh, okay. So it's gonna be
Yeah.
all the housewives kids, pretty much.
Yep, housewives' kids plus their friends.
Mhm.
And Meredith makes I thought she was just gonna make a cameo here and there. Meredith is a big essential part of the season. We kind of get to see her start her caviar business and like the start of like her DJ career. So her being like
She's
the whole
my age, and she's gonna be a DJ.
Mhm.
That's worse than Paris Hilton still being a DJ.
Yeah, so we had her feeling down in the dumps on Mother's Day. She tries to talk to Brooks in the Sprinter van to the whichever things that they were doing. I forgot what they were doing.
They were
But
getting ready to go ride donkeys and go cook a Greek meal.
yeah, and then Heather, just let it go, man. Let it go.
I can understand why she's upset. And I can understand why everybody in that van thought that Meredith was trying to avoid the confrontation again. And
Mhm.
that's exactly why uh Angie said, you guys are going to go off and do the dinner thing because you guys are the ones that have the biggest problem right now and you guys all need to talk. And I think it was sweet of Angie to try that.
But it clearly just doesn't work.
No. I do think that by the end of the episode, though, Meredith has a little bit more clarity on why Heather is so upset. And I think Heather is valid to be upset because Heather really hasn't done anything wrong. She's always stood up for everybody. And Meredith, of course, lashed out at her like she's lashed out at everybody else.
Mhm.
And all Heather wanted was, acknowledge that you freaked out and you freaked out on me and that you feel bad about it. That's all she wanted. And I think that
Yeah.
they're finally getting around to that.
Well, we know that the famous clip in the trailer that's coming up is tell her how you really feel, tell her what you said. So
Mhm.
something's going to happen between next week's episode and then the season finale, which I think
Really?
that's what is going to be from. So we got that Miss High Body Count hair. Why would you trademark that knowing you didn't say it? Knowing that Angie
She
is gonna
knew
come on for your neck.
because she knew it was going to make money.
She
She
knew
knew
Angie.
high body count hair or high body count. She knew that high body count was going to do something and she wanted to be able to make some money. So there you go, Brittany.
And then her saying, "Well, I haven't gotten a call from my kids in 3 years." Girl, that is not something to be proud of.
Yeah, that was your own doing.
Like,
Yeah.
like, what is going on? Like,
This is
Brittany is that person that you like, "Okay, Imma take 2 steps forward with you," and I'm like, "Okay, I'm starting to like you a little bit. I'm starting to get there," and then she does something, you're like, "No, you are terrible. You suck."
well, and
Like,
like everything ends up being about her. And you are not the only person. You just came into this group. If I was you, I would sit back and I would say as little as possible to and get on everybody's good side. She's making everything all about her, and it's funny because I know some people like that, and I know I used to be a lot like that. So I think it comes with maturity, but like I don't know.
yeah,
Maybe
Brittany
she's
just it's
yeah.
something in here that just is like missing the absence of thought. Like she just does things that you're like, why did you have to do you didn't have to do that. So
Why
we
did you
have
say
her yeah, or why did you say that? So we have that, and then we got the preview episode, and Mary is crying about someone on the cast saying, I'm really concerned about her. I don't know what to do. I feel like I'm failing her.
I think she's upset about Meredith. I
I think she's
because
yeah.
she said there's something going on with Meredith, and I don't know what it is, but there's something going on with her. And I do believe that Meredith might be masking the kids being gone and how upset she is over that and the fact that Seth isn't around. I think she's either using prescribed drugs for it or drinking or doing both.
I
and
told
not
you.
realizing that it's messing with her.
I told you it's very clear that when she was on that plane with her behavior, she was on Ambien. I told you. I told you from
I
that
believe
moment.
it. I told you I've been on Ambien before too, and yeah, it's not good.
I think that she takes Ambien and then she maybe takes a Xanny when she's around the ladies, and that's why she's kind of like
Oh God.
out of it. But we're I'm kind of we got 2 weeks to talk about them. We'll have 2 weeks worth of episodes to talk about them
Yes, we will.
because we'll have the penultimate and then the season finale, and then when we come back, we'll probably have the reunion part 1.
Well, and I
So,
want you to do some homework in these next couple weeks. It's
mhm.
my turn to give you a job.
Okay, what's my job? What's my
Love
job?
is Blind, Italy.
Love is Blind, Italy. Okay.
I will tell you right now, the weddings that happened, I finally got to see all the weddings. The reunion is the 22nd, so I won't see the reunion until next week. But the weddings that happened, one of the couples that didn't go through with it completely shocked the crap out of me. Um, one of the couples that did go through with it, I was so happy because they make me like they are just so cute. Like they make me so happy that they're so happy.
Mm.
And then one of the guys said no that shocked me. She said yes and he said and I was just like, "Oh."
I love a
So,
hot mess.
yeah, it was pretty interesting, especially since he was her second guy. And she was the one that was going to say yes in the end and he's one that no. I was like, "Oh, damn." So, yeah, and he was pretty nasty about it in the end too. So, Love is Blind Italy. It's going
Love
to
is Blind, Italy. Okay.
yeah.
I got you.
So,
Yeah, some quick other news. So, Nick and Alandria are gonna be on the cover of Glamour magazine. They will be announcing it
yay.
either I think tomorrow or Friday.
I love that.
Uh, Kaylor from season 6, she went on the Plan Brie podcast, and she talked about everything from like her and Aaron to why her and Liv fell out. Like if you watch Beyond, I kind of watched Beyond the Villa, and watching it, it was very clear that Kaylor and Liv kind of separated because Kaylor got a man and Liv was single. No, Liv got a man, Kaylor
Yeah.
was single, and Liv was being secret about her man. If you don't know who Liv's man is Dalton Connect of the Lakers. And essentially, it was just like they weren't on the same page friendship
Yeah.
wise. And Kaylor kind of was like, "Yeah, it's just some things happen. Like we're friendly, like we can be in the same room, but we're not like as close as we used to be," which we kind of all knew. Also, Janae, shout
Yeah.
out Nene. It was her birthday this week. She's also on her birthday trip with Tart and Truly, and she invited everybody in the cast except, of
For
course,
Kenny.
Kenny. But she even invited Nicole. She
Oh,
even invited Nicole.
wait, wait,
She
wait.
invited
Did she invite what's his name? Oh shit. What was his name? That was hanging out with Aaron. Connor. Did she invite Connor? Oh, well,
no,
you said
no, she
everybody.
would
So I thought
never.
she invited Connor too.
No, she invited, of course, all her girls. She invited
Mhm.
Kaylor, she invited Liv, she invited Nicole.
I
She
saw
actually invited
Keeler's invitation. I
she
saw her.
actually invited she invited two of Kenny's friends,
Oh,
one of his childhood friends, and like one of the people that like he used to do like content with. Like so she took them people. And then she of course
good.
had her normal friends and everything, but we have that. Alandria also won another award. She was also seen at the Rams game with Justine.
Mhm.
Shout out Justine and Andreina. So like the Love Island never stops. I try to watch the episode of Pump Rules again, and I'm just gonna say this.
Oh, they are so boring.
Oh, they're so boring. What they're fighting about is so stupid. It's not old Pump Rules where it's like, I know you're fighting about something stupid, but because you're also incredibly manipulative and entertainer, and like, I'm just like, I need to be sad.
Yeah.
This, I'm like,
Yeah.
Marcus
So
is boring.
yep, Marcus and his girlfriend Kim,
Hmm.
they're a mess. I cannot stand them.
I don't understand why they're all fighting. Why are they all fighting?
They they get drunk and then they argue and then they make up, but they don't talk about why they were arguing while they were drunk, and they just start sleeping together again, and then they start arguing again when they're sober. And yeah, so they're a mess. The only person I actually kind of like right now is Audrey, the one hostess, and then the brand new hostess that they just brought in. I think her name is Angelique or
Mhm.
Angie, something like that. She's super cute. But those are like the only two that I like so far. The two hostesses that are both new. So, I mean, I'm pushing through and watching it, but it's not very exciting to me yet.
Oh.
They're showing clips of next week where it's supposed to be like, you know, some big blowout again fight. So we'll see what happens, but it's disappointing.
Yeah, I think that this cast thinks that the original was like they were fighting all the time. It's like, no, they actually weren't. Like they
No,
were at least friends. Like I
no,
know, like we saw the behind the scenes and it was like that first time that they were filming, they decided to like get into an argument. But I was like, at that point, like they had all been around each other for enough to know how to operate. I'm like, what happened with the original cast was just so organic. And
lightning
that,
in a bottle.
yes, yeah, they would fight. But like they were fighting about like actual crazy stuff, like Jack's lying about getting a stripper pregnant. That's insane.
Right. Yeah. Or
Like,
sleeping with the hostess.
or sleeping with the hostess. Like you guys are just fighting just to
But
fight.
I'm falling out of love with her. Like,
Like
no.
Marcus is annoying. Like it's just it was, and then the whole okay. So then the end of the episode with Venus. Why was Venus so mad? I'm like, and then when the girl was like, "Hey, you like don't keep calling me bitch. Don't keep using the
Mhm.
word bitch. I don't like it." And Venus got so pissed, and it's like, I'm like, you don't know
Okay,
how to
well, I'll tell you
react.
why Venus was mad. Venus was mad because Kim and Marcus ran their mouths to other servers, and then the other servers started yelling at Venus because Marcus sent Venus a text saying they didn't think that they should be friends with them anymore. And Venus got upset and said, "You guys are both losers." And so, of course, Kim took offense because she's like, "What did I do?" Well, Marcus included your name in the text, which he shouldn't have done in the first place, but Venus should have realized what Marcus was doing. And so Venus is mad because he's getting attacked by everybody for being a friend to those two. And those two are the ones that keep setting off bombs everywhere. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's not the hot mess that we want to see. It's just a mess
Yeah,
with
it's
hot
just a
people.
yeah, it's just a mess, and it's just like I get Lisa's like, "Hey, there's a whole new crop of servers that've come in," and I'm like, "I get it, I understand it, but like, at least make them likable." Like they're
Yeah,
not even likable.
no. No, I
They're
mean,
not
like I
likable
said,
at all.
the 2 hostesses, they're super cute. They got super cool personalities. They're neither of them are from LA.
Yeah,
So, they have personalities from what I can tell so far. Hopefully, they don't lose them in a couple of weeks that they were filming, but we'll see. But I'll tell you what, girlie, we've been on here for a long time.
yeah, but
I need
Christy, I'm really sad
Why?
because you guys, we're about to be off for 2 weeks.
Yes, we are.
We're about to be off for 2 weeks. Like, I'm so sad. Like, I enjoy doing this show. I love this show. This show brings me so much happiness. But yeah,
I
we're
love being able to talk sports with another woman. Like,
right, right.
someone who actually knows what they're talking about, and like then to be able to talk about the other stuff on top of it, it's it's just a bonus. I love it. I really do. I was talking about it, us tonight at dinner. Everybody was asking, they're like, "Well, how did you guys meet?" We're like, "We haven't."
Like literally.
We
Uh
got together. Here you go.
Literally together. Literally, I was talking to one of my coworkers. I convinced her to listen to the show. She's not really a sports fan. She like me and her talk pop culture stuff, and she gave me the greatest compliment that she's like, I'm so entertained by you guys' show that you might have convinced me to start watching sports. And I'm like, oh my god, like thank you. Like that's the whole point of the show.
It will help you understand those sports too. Like, come on here, ask us any questions about sports. We will help you understand so that you know what you're watching. Like, that's
Yes.
what I love most about football, like being able to explain it to somebody else so that they understand what they're watching. You know, Dominic didn't know hardly anything about football when we got together. Now
Yeah.
he comes to me, he's like, that guy Jeremiah Love that plays for Notre Dame, he's pretty good. And I'm like, honey, I'm so proud of you.
But yeah, guys, we're gonna be off for the next 2 weeks. Our shows just happen to fall on Wednesdays, so we're gonna spend Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. Well, I'm gonna spend New Year's Eve in the movie theater. I'm actually going to see the Stranger Things season finale, well,
Oh, cool.
series finale in movie
Yeah.
theaters.
Awesome.
And I'm not a New Year's Eve person anyway. I do not like thinking about the impending doom of another year. So I actually think that me going to do that is great. But we will be off for the next 2 weeks.
Yes.
The next time you will see our faces will be January 7th of 2026. Yep. So please, 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 I'm begging you guys. I'm begging on my knees. I'm not getting on my knees right now, but I'm begging. Follow the Inside Edge Network on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook right at the ticker. Follow Jersey Chasers on Spotify. All of our episodes are on Spotify. Everything has been updated. Follow us also on YouTube at Jersey Chasers. All of the episodes, we got some segments, we got some shorts. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok as well. Like, we will be updating like while we're off. But guys, we love you. Please, thank you for listening. Thank you so much for watching. Yeah, we love you all. We love you. But we gotta go. Bye, guys.
See you next year.
See you next year. Tears.
I'm excited.
I did not mean to cut you off.